So we start, Rajul. Anyway, it's recorded, no? You can watch again. Right? Okay. So today's session will be this is already our number 6 session and the last session for Revit architecture. We'll be doing Revit families. Okay. So I've just opened one new project just to show you the characteristics of some of the Revit families before we go into deep into the Revit. I'll just create a wall so that we can put on some wall-based families and the floor. Okay. Put it to 3D. So you know that there are several types of families. There are ones that are floor-based, floor-hosted or floor-based families. So if you don't have any floor, those families will not be placed in your model. There are also wall-based families that are always looking for a host, which is a wall. And of course, there are those ceiling um, hosted family. So example of a floor hosted family is, for example, in your systems, plumbing fixture. Let's load one. Where is it? US, okay. Plumbing. This is okay. Fixtures. Drain. Where is the drain? Drains, okay. So a floor drain. So you can see that in the preview, there is a floor. The family here is this small thing only. So when you see something like that, it is a floor hosted family. Okay, click open. So that means if you don't have a floor yet, it will not be placed in your model. So it's always like that. So that is one thing that when I was beginning using Revit for MEP, suddenly you will be amazed. Why does the drain does not want to be placed? So you'll realize you don't have a floor yet. So you have to make sure you have a floor, and so it will go there. For the wall-mounted families, of course, these ones you have now the option to place it on face, and it would go. It would even go here, but you know it's technically wrong. So let's get a few components. Let's see what we have here. If we have casework, don't have. So let's get some casework, some wall-mounted cabinets. Say in casework, wall cabinets. So you see this, it has a wall also. So this means it's a wall hosted family. So almost all are hosted on the wall. So let's say, let's get this. So it's always looking. If you put it on the floor, it won't be there. But once you have the wall, it will just be mounted right there. So these are um, wall-based family. Because if you have, for example, if you have two walls, duplicated, we have another wall here. Make it shorter just to have a. So if you have this, you have the option to pick a new host. because these are wall hosted. If you just pick a new host, you can just transfer it like that. It's not like you move it from one place to another. That's the wrong way to do it. Okay. So let's say doors are also families, right? We have doors as families, windows are families. So now let's try to study how these families are composed, how these families are made. What are the backbone? What are the components inside one family? Okay. We'll select the door and look here first at the type. As we know, if you click on the door, it has several types. We already know that these are the types of the door, right? We have a 915 thickness, length, and you have these are as the height. And easily, if you select that, you can click edit type and we can add a new type. Let's say if we want something which is not available yet, let's say now there's 864. Let's say if we want to create something which is 650 in size, no. So let's say duplicate. Now we make this, let's say 615 by 2134. Okay, and click OK. So we just change the width to 615. All other details are the same. Apply and apply and OK. So you have that small door that you have just created, and you have, of course, you can add more door easily. So it's like so easy to create an additional type. No? So that goes the same for Windows and even caseworks. So you can create different sizes of these caseworks. So now let's try to edit one family. So this is the easiest way of creating a new door family is to create it not from scratch, but create it from something that you already have. Okay, so let's take one of the doors. And now we will not go here, not edit type. We'll now go to edit family. If you click the edit family, you'll be brought into the family editor. Okay. The view that you initially see is just a 3D view. You need to see the important views, which is the floor plan. Okay, you have the ground floor plan, how it would look. So you have all those data, and you have the elevation views from the back. Okay, and you have the front, left, and right. Okay, there's even ceiling plan. Okay, so let's go back to the plan view, ground floor. So what you see here, these shapes are these are the flip control. No? But if you click it, it's not working because this is the backbone of it. It's the composition of it. So these are like just annotation here. So later on, it can be modified if it's placed in a project already. But for now, you see here the different parts of it. So a family's main important part is are these what you call as reference planes. No? I will not try to modify the thickness because these are like parameters. I will try to modify a very simple part of the door, which is the the door leaf. Okay. So let's say we'll use it as a toilet door. We'll place let's say 100 or 150 distance from the floor. So we'll choose the door leaf. Okay. Edit the sketch. Okay. And then lift it up by let's say 150. Okay. Make it 150 exactly. So that is the front. check, make sure that you go to the back, that it's the same. So it's now the same. But of course, now if you are very much concerned about doing the correct lines, of course, you want this to be moved here in terms of drafting. Okay, to also move there. The upper. So in the 3D, you will have a door which is not yet showing. Right? Supposed to show like that, right? Let's try to see it in shaded. Okay, supposed to be like that. And fine. But why am I seeing 1:24? 1:24, very weird. At least 1:25. So you have something like this already. But how come the 3D does not show? Right? Oh, see? Evening. So what we did is we modified only. This is the opening. We did not actually modify yet the leaf. This is the door leaf. What we modified is only the opening cut. That is the cut on the wall. So it is wrong. So we need to put this back to where it is. So let's go to the front. This is wrong. So we need to edit the sketch because it is the opening. Otherwise, it will not cut the door. No? Click check now. So now let's try to find the that is the door leaf. No? So now we go edit the extrusion. So it's an extrusion. You can actually just go back to your front view. And now this is the extrusion. We are sure of that. We can move it up to 150. So you have to be really very careful when you are trying to edit families. So let's look now at the 3D. So it seems like it's the correct uh, way because these are architrave, no? This is for the inside. Seems like we did it correctly. Shaded. Okay. By the way, let's recognize, ano na ang first name mo, bro? Almujay po. Almujay. Ikaw naka-online last week, ano? Meron ka na bang Revit sa computer? Nakuha ko lang kanina yung sir eh. Yung laptop, pero sabi, sige, sige, okay lang. So that is, I think we are already good. But it is important for us to save this as, no? So file, save as. Because one thing is sure, you cannot save any changes that you did for system families. That means the families that are already that belongs to Autodesk, the ones that are coming from the library. You cannot edit any of it. You cannot add to those folders. So we save it in our own location. Let's save it. I will have my own folder. Let's see my documents in focus. Right. Save it. Let's say I'll name it toilet door. Save. Okay. So if I want to change the material, I can also do that. But as you can see, this material is not editable. What you can only do is change the material that are already loaded into the project. So we cannot do anything about that. We just cancel. So to change the material of the part of the family, you need to edit the extrusion and see if it is possible. See, still, it is not yet possible. So there are some things that are not possible at this time. So we just close that. How about this panel? Can we change the material? Also not possible. Okay. Right. So we deal with that material later on. So for this, we'll just load it into project and close. It's already here, and then let's place it here. And let's see how it looks. But how come we have a window now? Eugene, look at what happened. What's this? Oh, because there was a window before. Okay. Okay. So we have the door. So if you look at the same door, if you check the types, it has the same types, the different. So it kind of adapts the same types that are available. So you don't need to create new types as long as you have edited something that is coming from, let's say from this, it will have the same number of types. Okay. So you can now use the 615 for your toilet door. Easy, right? Let's try windows. Window, let's use this fixed window. Quite simple window. This one. And let's open it and see how it is made. The edit family. This is the 3D view, and let's look at the other views. Floor plan, how does it look? Okay, it's identifying which is the interior and which is the exterior. Of course, it is almost flush. The window is almost flush in the exterior. On the elevation view, you have the exterior view, of course, that's looking from here, and the interior view looking from here. Okay. So now we see these green lines. These are green. You can see it, yeah. These are green. These are called reference lines. No? These are very important part of the wall family. I mean, any families in Revit. So for this part, let's just try to maybe modify the glass. Let's say you will have like let's just remove the glass. Remove the glass. We still have glass. Shaded. Okay, so there's no more glass. So it's just like a frame. No? Razul broke the glass. Okay. So again, we save this. Save as family and window, no glass. Save and load it into the project and place it there. Okay, maybe there's another window there. 3D, mama. Move it here. Shade. So this has a glass and this is without a glass. Has a shade of blue. This and this does not have. So those are the easy things that you can do when you are modifying families. You can also do that for other components such as lighting fixture and even some other MEP fixtures. So how do we start creating new families from scratch? So that is one of the questions. Let's go to our home tab. So here you always have your sample architecture family. So let's look at this simple sample architecture family before we start creating one for our own. Okay. So this is a parametric family. How is it parametric? Because for example, if we stretch it, something wrong here. Right. Hmm? Oh. So for this type of parameter, parametric family, the thing that we can replace here is maybe the some of the simple things only. For example, you want to make the corners um, sharp. So these things can be done. You can just edit the no, not this. You can edit this extrusion because these are just extrusion. You can edit it. Say if you don't want that corner, but seems like there are more than one corner. No? So we can do that. These are just some easy way of editing things. But there's still another one, I think. Look at the 3D view. 3D view here. So why is it still like that? What did we click earlier? Edit extrusion. So what did we click earlier? Reference plane? So let's try muna. So really para siyang gano'n pero ano siya yung ganda ng ano lang. So let's try if this works. I'll check it. Okay. So somehow we managed to edit it. Okay. So but okay, so we'll just save it as another family. Documents, table, corner, sharp corner, and we save it. All right, I want to see from here. What do you click to edit the screen? Which one? Yeah, I mean, you click on edit something. Edit the extrusion. There was an edit extrusion. So if I click this, edit family, the family within, this is an extrusion. Okay? So I click edit extrusion. Okay. Last week, what did we do? So the other exercises of modeling, like creating extrusion, creating blends. Did we do that? Yeah, blends. No, not yet, huh? We went to solid. Massing. Okay, but in place modeling, we did that. Not yet. In place. But did we do the extrusion and voids? Not yet. Okay. No. So now when we because eventually we will go to create new families, you need to have a good skill of modeling. Modeling means doing not just extrusion. Extrusion is the easiest part of modeling, but there are other tools that we can use for modeling. So let us try those as a review before we finally jump into creating families. So under here, we can start something. We can just do it in the project. No problem here. When we are doing model in place, okay, let's say we'll just use the entourage or generic. Let's make generic. Click OK. So now this, we did not practice this yet last week. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. So we have been doing extrusion, and most parts of normal families are extrusion, like the thickness of the table is an extrusion, the legs on the table are extrusion, and some parts of the cabinets are extrusion. So an example of an extrusion is like this. If you just click extrusion, it will let you create a shape. Okay, you'll draw a shape like that, and by default, it will have a 250 mm depth, and you just click check. That is the characteristics of extrusion. You will have those controls that you can adjust it. It can be a bigger um, box. Okay, so this is an extrusion. A circle can also be an extrusion. You create extrusion, create a circle, click check, and again that is an extrusion. Okay, it can adjust also on its size. Actually, just move. No? So let's say we're done with the model. These are in place models. So both of them are created are together because when you when you did your modeling, you did not finish the process of modeling until you created these two. So let's say you want to create one piece only. Again, architecture in model in place. Let's use generic. Generic models, click OK. Yeah. So you'll just, for example, create another extrusion, which is, let's say, polygon with 6 sides. Let's draw it here. And click check. By default, you have 250. Let's say I want 600. Click check. So that is 600 already. So if you want to finish, this will be a single object. Make sure you finish the model. So this is one, and these guys are together. So you cannot edit just one piece. If you want to edit them in place, they will have to be together in the editing. So if you want to delete one, you can do it right there. Okay, so now you have two separate solids. Okay, let's continue. Again, model in place, generic. Okay, let's try the other tool. Okay, we have what we call the revolve. Okay, this is a little bit exciting now. Look at the video. So you can make your dumbbell, you can make your Coca-Cola bottle if you like. So the idea of this is similar to how we did the profile for our what you call the moldings and for the wall sweep. Okay. Oh, but this time you're creating one part of something that goes around. Okay, as you can see in the video. So here you need to be able to draw a profile. So to be able to draw a profile, you need to first set your work plane. It is easier now in Revit 2023. You just click a plane where you will draw the profile. So let's say this is your profile. Click there. So this is where you'll be drawing now. So now you click, you'll be creating, ano, okay, you create a model line. Is it? Sorry. Yeah, create a model line. Okay, this is our say, shape. Okay, that's supposed to be a profile. Oh, sorry, I think I made a mistake. Yes, let's do it again. Architecture, model in place, generic, open. Okay. Okay. So we click first our revolve. Okay, we did not click that revolve. Click revolve. Okay. So it is asking you to create your boundary line. Okay. So to create a boundary line, this is like your profile. You'll be drawing here because we already set this um, as our work plane. No? You can just draw it like indirectly. But if you want to make sure it's in proper location, move your view like that. Okay. Then we can draw your boundary line. Boundary line. Can't draw because work plane is at a very sharp angle in this view. Go to another view or define the work plane. Set, pick a plane. That's my plane. Now I can draw. Okay, so I can draw just like I can use my arc. That line, arc. Okay, line. Okay, I want to create something like that. Okay, and now I click check. No, my axis line, which will be this to this. Okay, and I click check. So I already made my, that is my, what you call that? Revolve. Okay, so it's always at 360 degrees. And when you're done, you just click the model, save the project with families. So if you're familiar with 3D Max and AutoCAD modeling and SketchUp, you already know what I am trying to do now. So that is the revolve.
Can you move that revolve out of the reference plane?
It doesn't want to do, move. So I think we can just copy it. Doesn't also move. Yeah, it can be copied now. Can be copied, yeah. Yeah, it can be copied. It can be copied. So actually, when you're doing this, and let's say you don't have any wall, it would be best to create your own reference plane. Let's say here, you can have a reference plane here. That's why when you see those families earlier, they have the reference plane, and then you can name this. For example, this will be for profile. Okay? And you can name this also profile 2. So let's do it again. Let's not use a particular part of the building as a work plane. Let's use this profile. So let's go back to the 3D view. Because you cannot see it here, but eventually you will be able to use that. So now let's do that again. Model in place. Okay. Anything. Just put casework. So again, let's do revolve. A boundary line, but we don't know where to go, right? Set plane, you can click set work plane and choose the name. And let's say we want the profile. You already know that it is somehow vertical. Click OK. Now you cannot see where it is. You have to make sure that you check your show work plane. So this is where you'll be drawing. So now you can easily draw your shape. So let's say try to do something like this. Okay, click axis line here to here. Check. Okay. There is your flower base, Rajul. So you can do
Coming out from that base.
as a snake. If you're from India, maybe you will know. Actually, trying to create a Coca-Cola bottle, that's too difficult. So you got it, Rajul? You practice, huh? It will go, don't worry. You already approved, no? See, we click this now. So let's try a few more before we take a short break. Go back to the again model in place. We still have more to do. Okay, what's next? We did the revolve already. Now let's try sweep. So what is sweep? So in sweep, you are trying to create like a shape based on a path, and it will have a consistent section. Okay, so first you'll have to uh, sketch the path. So sketch the path. Make sure that your work plane is set. So let's put it to level 1, which is okay. Now we can, let's say, draw something funny. Funny line. Yeah, something like that. That's enough. Enter. And then click OK. It's okay. So by default, once you've created your path, Revit is already giving you the work plane for the what you call the section. Okay. Where are we now? We're not supposed to modify the path. Okay. Okay. So this is the path already. And then after you've created the path, you will have this work plane already for the profile. This is by the profile. So if you already have loaded any profile, you can just select the profile. But since you don't have it yet, you'll just click edit profile and you will sketch from here. Okay. So let's say you want to just draw a circle or maybe a pentagon from here, the circle, something like that. Okay. And click check. Okay. So you're done already with the path. You're done with the profile. You just have to click check. So that's it. You already created your Tootsie Roll. Okay. So let's finish the model. You're done. We have more. Again, model in place, casework. Okay. Let's try the swept blend. Sweep we already did, right?
Yes.
It has a consistent cross section, but it can have a varying thing. Before we do the swept blend, let's try first the blend, because the swept blend is a combination of blend and sweep. Okay, so let's do the blend. So blend is something similar to extrusion. Okay, it goes up, but you need to draw first the bottom. We already know that this is our work plane, so that's fine. So let's draw the bottom. Let's say the bottom you want a circle, or maybe okay, let's try a circle at the bottom. Okay, and then it will give you a depth. By default, it's 250. So if we want it bigger, let's say 1000, click apply. Now it's time to edit the top. So the top means 1 meter from the bottom. Click edit the top. Now we draw something at the top. Let's say something with 8 sides. Okay. That, and click check. So that's what you did. It's a blend. So this is an extrusion, so you can actually stretch it. But it has different shape at the top and at the bottom. You can even actually pull it down and it will not create any errors for you. So this is one type of. Okay, when you're done, click finish. And now let's try the swept blend. So the swept blend is a combination of this and this. Okay, let's go to architecture again, model in place, just the casework. Okay, and now let's try swept blend. Click swept blend. First is to sketch the path. So sketch the path, similar to what we did earlier. Okay, let's just make a. Okay, we created an arc. Okay, so as you can see, there are two cross sections now to draw, similar to the top and bottom, but this time it's one on the end and one on the other end. So initially, look, you are sketching a path. So once you're done with the path, make sure you click check. You're done with the first step. Okay, now let's go to the second step. Second step is to select the profile one. If you select profile one, you will be, which one is it? I think it's this one with the blue. Okay, and now you will be editing the profile. You'll be drawing. Okay, yeah, it's this one. So let's say on the end is it's circle. Let's make a circle there. Okay. Then you're done with that first profile. So click check. Now automatically you select profile 2, which is this. And now you click again, edit profile, and let's draw, let's say, an ellipse for this. Take that center, make that vertical, and then make it like this. Okay. And then click check. You're done with the second profile. So you have 3 steps already. So the fourth step would be to finish it off. Click check. So that is your swept blend. Okay. And of course, finish it if you're happy already. So this combination of things you should be able to learn. So to effectively create your own families, especially for interior, sometimes you have some decorations that are customized that you cannot buy elsewhere. So you want to make them. So we're not done yet. We still have this void forms. Okay, so void forms, in short, as you can see in the picture, are like cutouts. They cut from your existing forms. And you can create various type of void forms. You can create a void blend, void extrusion, void revolve, similar to how you did the first ones. Okay, but this time they are like void elements. They will be cutting your solid forms. So let's just try a simple exercise. Let's cut some hole here. Okay. So now let's create a void extrusion, simple void extrusion, and let's make a circle. Let's put the stick, okay, and let's draw a circle here, okay, maybe two. By default, it's 600. Click check. Of course, you can adjust the height and the depth. Okay, cut geometry. Okay, finish model. Oh, what happened?
Pink. Pink, sila sa isang model replacement.
It's one of the object.
Oh wait, that's
So di ba in the same model replacement?
oh yes, you should edit that thing, no? Sorry. I will cancel the model. Yes. I will have to edit this. Okay, edit this in place. Okay, now I will create the void form, say void extrusion, which will be here. Say I have to make it 3, 600, check, and pull it up, pull it down. Now I can cut, right? Now it cut the hole on the thing. So I'm still in the editing of that extrusion. So what you can do is you can create a solid form and a void form at the same time when you are editing or creating a family. And then you finish that exercise. You already have that tool. So you can now imagine what you can do using just using these tools. So with that, let's take a break because I'm already tired. Modeling, creating family is tiring. So let's make sure we save this. Save. But you can do your practice if you want. We just take about 15 minutes break and then we'll
What
be
it
back.
is, I mean, it's just what it does is basic modeling.
Mhm.
It's not like advanced modeling. The way 3D Max does, like it has so many vertex and you can adjust it.
Yeah, those are different things, and there are also options here, but they did not really do that because you can bring objects coming from them. And there is also what they call the like the generative design, but it is something more complex. So here, if you need to create some shapes for your decoration, you can create some. So as I said, if you're used to 3D Max and SketchUp, this is easy. Okay, let's just pause the video for a while Rasul is still resume recording. So now we will start creating a family from scratch. Okay, we go to our home tab and let's create a new family. Okay, from the template, let's take the English template and we have the metric furniture. Okay, furniture family. Click open. So when you start the family, you have something like this. You have two reference planes. Okay. Now we will attempt to create a parametric family. You'll learn what is a parametric family. So let's put our view into a hidden line and make it fine. Okay. So now we'll just create, we create first two reference plane. Okay. We'll create reference plane on this side, which is, let's say, 300 from that. Okay. We'll just assume that. Okay. And then another one here. Okay. And say another, maybe I'll put it at 400 for now. Okay. Then another one here. This side and this side. Okay. I'll put a dimension. I'll create a dimension. Yes, an aligned dimension from here to here to here. And I'll click there. So when you have something like this, you can actually click the equal and it will be equal dimension. Okay. Then I will create another dimension, which is an overall dimension here. Okay. So when you have something like that, the equal is locked in. Even if you adjust this, it will move on both ends. Okay. That means it's good. Okay. So let's say, yeah, that's okay. We will not be locking anything yet. And then now let's do the same thing for this side. Create a dimension for this and this and this, and then click there and click OK, equal. Okay, let's make it equal again. And create another dimension, which is the overall dimension, and click right there. Okay, I'll just move this up a little bit. Okay. So now we will just be creating a box. To start with, we just create a box, but parametric family. Okay. So what do we do with how do we do a box? We just create an extrusion, right? Now we create a rectangle inside this reference plane. Do not do it right on the line, okay? You'll find out why later on. We click it right there, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to align this to the reference plane. We click align, click this and this. Right after it aligns, make sure you lock it, okay? Do the same for this, and then lock this and that, lock this and that, lock. Okay. So you just did an extrusion and you have the height there. Okay, we will not touch the height yet. That's okay. We keep it at 250 and we click check. Okay. So now to test if it is working, let's try to sort of move this. Okay. So if we are moving the reference plane, at the same time, the extrusion that we did is also moving with it. This is a good indication that you are doing things the right way. So now it's time for us to create a parameter. What is a parameter? Parameter is either a height, a length, width, and a height, which can be changed later on to create different types of the family. Okay, so let us select this dimension, okay, and click on this create parameter tool. Okay, once you create this dimension, this label will come out. So you just click create parameter. Make sure that you have the type data and you have the family parameter. And then let's name this as length. And click OK. Okay. Lock it. Right? And then here, you select this and let's label it as well. Make this width. And then click OK. Lock. Okay. So now we already have the length and width parameter. We want to add the height parameter. So let's go to our front view. So this is our front view. So if we create a dimension here from this to this, that can be our height parameter already. But I'm not sure yet. Let's try, okay? Because there's supposed to be a reference plane. Let me first create a reference plane. Reference plane here. That's better. Okay, and let's name it height. Okay. Now let's select this and let's edit it. No, we cannot edit extrusion. Let's just let this touch that one. Okay. And now let us see if this will move along. It's not moving along. So that would be a problem. But let us try to create a dimension from here to here. And now let's create this as our height parameter. Let's name it as height. And click OK. And then lock it.
Hindi mo na ilang
Ay na sumama. No?
hindi mo na ilang yung plan to sa yung para sa extrusion sa
Alin niya?
kaya dahil yung nai-align
Ito. Ang lang muna na. Let's say here. Nag-align tayo kanina eh, no?
Yes.
Yeah, if we align that and then we lock it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we aligned and we lock. So now we are good. So let's see now if it works. Yun, okay, so it's now working. So did we create this now a parameter? So now I think we're okay. So let's save this. I'll save as family box. Save. It's a parametric family. We load it into the project. Is this, okay? Let's put it here. Let's look at it. So this is our box parameter. So our box parameter, let's click edit type. So we have created these types parameter, 920, 960. So when we duplicate, we can create a box 2 with a different size. Let's say the box 2 will be 600 by 600 by 400. And click apply. So we're created one family. Okay? So if you click this now, you have two types. You have the box and the box 2. And then you can again edit and you can duplicate. It will be box 3. You can actually add here the, let's say, the size, the actual size. If you want to create one which is, let's say, 750 by 250 by 1000. Okay. So that is 750 by 250 by 1000. Apply and then okay. So here, so you already have 3 types of this. If you copy this, 1, 2, 3, you can change this to the other type, which is the box 2, and then the other type, which is the original box. So we are successful in creating our first family because it is parametric. So the next task is to create a table with 4 legs, something like this, which is also parametric. So now here, you'll notice we are not just controlling one element, which is here. It is just a box. Here we have a tabletop, and we will have 4 legs. So let's try our best to create this. Again, go here, new, English. Let's try again. Same, metric furniture. Okay, click open. But we are now aware that how do we lock things so it becomes a good parametric family. Okay. So now let's start with the edges of the tabletop. So we start with a tabletop and create our reference plane. So let's say we have a reference plane here, another one here, and 2 more here. So what did we do earlier? Let's say if this is maybe 300, let's start with 300, then another 300. Similar with this, 300. I know you're thinking, why don't we just mirror it? You know, this creates problem when you're creating things here, because copying and mirroring reference planes acts differently, especially in families. So ideally, you'd have to draw one by one. So we already have this, and let's put our dimension. Continuous dimension, remember? Click and then click equal. Okay. Then let's make that overall. Okay. Lock it. Again here, equal. And then here and here, like that. Okay. So now let's create the tabletop. Create an extrusion, or you want to make something a little bit fancy. Let's start with the simple. We need to make sure that we create it parametric first. We'll take care of the revolve and these things later on. So let's start with an extrusion.
Make it a bit difficult, maybe Rasul will stay here until
So let's create a rectangle again, square, just like that. Okay. And what did you do? Check, right? Did you do it like that? No, we edited, we aligned it before we finished the practice. Right? So align, lock, right? Align, lock. So that means while you are creating the extrusion or the shape, whatever shape, before you finish it, it is already aligned and locked into these dimensions that eventually we'll be creating as parameters. Okay. Lock. Okay. Now we're done. Okay. Okay. What is the thickness? 250, right? So we go back to front elevation. All right. So now this is not the tabletop that we want. We want it only, it will have a total height and it will have a thickness. Okay, so we need 2 reference level. One will be our reference plane, which will be our height, and the other one which will be our thickness. So let us create a reference plane, let's say here. And I will name this as the top, tabletop. Okay. And now we need the thickness. So let's create another reference plane for the thickness of it. How much? 60? 6 centimeter? So what we do, we'll align tabletop here, there, okay, and here, there, so that it stays that way. So let us create a dimension for this height, which eventually will keep um, as our parameter, right? We want to have this again, and this right there. Yung baba, problema to, no? Okay. Here, here, okay? It should be locked here. It should be locked right there, okay? Okay. Yeah, 501, that's okay.
And also, sir, hindi nyo nalaki yung pag-align mo. Ayun na.
Ito,
Yan, hindi nyo nalaki. Yung top sa kayo yung...
yun. Let's align. Yun,
Yes,
open. Ito na lang.
sa kayo.
And also this guy, align, and lock. Okay, now it's locked. Do we lock this also? It's already locked. Okay. So we have the height. So we actually have now three of our parameters that we can create. But we still need the leg. But let's test first if it works. No? Let's say for here, if we stretch it, they call it flex in the term they use in the US. Let's flex it if it works. So it works. Cancel. And here, it work. Okay, no error. Seems like it's gonna work. And the front, how about here? If we move the height, what happens? Okay, it goes along. Okay, so the thickness goes along. So even if we change the height, the thickness of the tabletop will stay. Okay. So I think we can now create the parameter. So this will be the length. Okay. This will be the width. Do we lock it? Doesn't matter, right? It's open here. So let's go to the front and create this parameter, which is the height. And click OK. So now we need legs. We need legs. Let's go to the top view. No, top reference 11. So we need legs that we'll keep it simple, which will be attached to this corner. Okay? And eventually we'll attach it to this solid form. So we still need reference planes. Create reference plane from here to here. How much? Let's say 50. Okay. Another one here. Let's use 50. And 2 more here. Here to here. Then use 50. Here, 50. 50. Okay. So now let's draw the leg. The leg, as we know, should be from 0 up to, how much is that? It became 501. Huh? 400, 439? 439, right? 439 plus 60 is, no, 441, right? 441 plus 60 is 501, right? 441. Let's create a rectangle, Rajul. Create extrusion. The depth is 441. Okay. Just this. Again, inside, so we can lock it. Okay. Now let's align here, there, lock. Now be careful. Sometimes you don't see the lock. Okay. So it's all locked. Okay. And again, we can create a similar thing. Time consuming, right, Razul? That's why these families are expensive. Yes. That's why I'm telling you, it's not easy to create a family. Creation of a family in real life and in Revit is the most difficult thing. So Mark have only one family. Huh? As in, It's one family, you can create different types. Okay, let's focus. Again. Okay, where are we now? Align. We did not lock. Okay. Lock it. Okay. Lock. Lock. Okay.
Sa table nyo ata na lock sir.
That's okay. Basta nasa reference naman yan. Nasa reference frame.
Kapit na
That's okay. Kapit na yan. Pero may critical pa dito. If we don't properly lock yung isa, minsan hahaba yung ano. So the critical thing here, why we are locking these four edges is that we are going to change the length and the width of the table. So we want to make sure that even if we change the size of the table, we keep the size of that 50 by 50 leg. Okay, so it is locked in. It will not be moved. But we will test it. Don't worry. We'll test it before we finally do. So we are still in the creation. We're not done yet. So continue. Okay. And then align again. Oops, sorry. Align, lock, align, lock, align, lock, align, and lock. Okay, one more. Almost done. Oh, where are we now? There. Okay. Now we align. Align. Oh, we did lock that one. We can go back. One miss, you die. Then cannot make a mistake. There, lock, there, and lock. Okay, then we click check. Now, one more key thing is we need to create this dimension because that is critical as well. And lock it. This and lock it right there. So it doesn't change whatever happens. Lock. Lock. Oh, locking the demo would over constrain the sketch. Ano sabi? Meron na kasi sa isa. Okay, sorry. It's really smart, no? It's telling us we're making a mistake. Again, here only. So we don't need on the other side. No? That's enough. So, height. How does it look at the front? Okay. So, we are still in the, are we still in the creation of the extrusion or no more?
Ata nakalak sir yung top ng i-align nyo rin siya yung yan.
Ito. Align natin sa ilalim niya, no? Just to make sure, right? So, let's align this and bring this there. I-unlock. Yun. So, let's test if that works. Okay, looks like we're good. Short and big. And the plan view, let's see. This is the greatest test. If this does not change, we are already successful. Ah. After 5 years, Eugene. So let's load it in. Did we save it? We did not save it. I'll save it. Save as family. This is table.
Now I am a master. After how many years?
Table with 4 legs. Save. Okay, so we load it into the project and close. Let's put it here. Copy. So we can make several types. Let's see if it works. We already created the length, width, and height parameter, right? We're done with that. Before we created the leg.
Not yet, sir. We don't have the.
We don't have parameter yet?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we have. We already have.
Okay.
So we can now duplicate table with 4 legs. Let's say 600 by 600. Okay, so let's make this 600.
That was not applied. You made the parameter, but you didn't apply it.
Yeah. Yes. So you can create your own types.
No, sir. On your model.
Mm-hmm.
Because this one is for. It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let's see.
Let's try 600 and then another one 600. Apply and okay. I think it works. So let's see, let's make a longer one. Edit type. Let's name this as table with duplicate 4 legs. Let's say make it 600 by 900. And then higher by 750. Okay. 750. Length is 900 and 600. Apply and okay. Oh, finish. Success on that first one. So, shall we try on our own?
Piling mo na lang para sa
Ay, central.
sa
Ilalak siya. Tapos ang end dimension mo, yung radius.
ilak niya rin yung waves niya.
Ilalak mo yung radius para hindi lumaki, no? Kasi here, actually, sometimes when I make a mistake, I I take it as an opportunity also for us to discover. Because sometimes what happens, if you made those mistakes, what will happen is this leg will become long, but we did it right on the first time, so because we locked it properly. So can we try quickly? Table? Practice. Come on. Baka makalimutan eh. Razul, make one.
Oh.
Because sa SketchUp, meron kang yung hindi na yung kapag gawa ka ng
Hindi ako mag-sketch up.
di ba ng SketchUp?
Kasi yan
Hindi.
yung para namin.
Meron talaga yung SketchUp. Ano yun eh, pagka umaba yung ano mo, yung paper mo, bawa ang limit lang ng distance ng apat ng dalawang paa hanggang 6 feet. Halimbawa, lagi na siyang 1 meter, o ikot natin na. May constraint.
Dito as possible yun.
Dito meron, may constraint ko na.
Kasi nagagawa siya sa ano eh. Nagagawa sa training. So possible.
Pwede nga yun ang nasa labas ka ng family. Ng array. Diba, in-array mo yung isa, in-array mo isa, in-array mo. Tatakin mo lang ito, dadaldagin.
Oo, ganun.
Doon ka sa in-array. Basta kinopya mo ito ng array. Tapos sabihin mo yung number.
Oo, mas may constraint yun, tapos kung gano'n ka lang.
Gumawa siya ng
Oh, sakto yun sa mga training.
Di ba?
I thought this is Markson. Maybe you can try his.
Yeah.
Is still not working?
Yeah.
Just want to put out the video. I installed Windows. Yeah, you can install it. You can just start the box first.
Okay.
Is the first exercise? Read the box. Simple box. Plus, actually, yung mga bala din yung mga family natin.
Yes, sir. Walang halos masyadong pag kasi may nakadipot.
Kasi mo nandiyan eh. Tatype lang, gawa ka ng duplicate ka lang, tapos iba mo sa iba mo.
Ginagawa ko lang doon mostly yung mga ginagawa ko yung mga profile ng kids lang. Kasi may iba kasi
Iba na yan.
depende kasi. Putting slab up, stoppage.
Pero kung sa consultant ka, hindi ka na gumawa ng yung mga reports no? Diba?
May automatic na yun.
Automatic na.
Ay, hindi siya ginagamit masyado. Depende sa company kasi.
Mostly ano na yun sa pagka yung mga umaba ng DBS para pending schedule.
Ako nabigat siya.
Kung tayo man, ako na, pag may isang maliit na project, nasample ako lang isang coding.
Typical na siya. Kung sa sacrifice na hindi ba?
I would use it if I do this thing for your own use as well. But delete sometimes. Yeah.
You know, Rasul, what's best to do? Go to the training and computer shop dito sa Moshe. There's like computers stores there. Go to one store, have them install Revit on your.
Yeah.
But the problem there, they might get some of your passwords or something. That's the only risk. But they can help you with installation. Because if you're still like that, you'll not learn.
Yeah.
Because you cannot practice.
Because I think I can download the correct version from now, like maybe I can try the correct version.
Yeah, you can ask them. Maybe they have the installer. Just pay them. Instead of having these issues. They know how to work around your antivirus.
Yeah.
Result, masyadong result.
And I don't have one of any very guidance. So
Plus, you know how to install and install everything.
yeah, I know the download from correct version.
The window.
Because if I reset my window, I don't have one like that. Because it's original version it was in.
Okay. So there is uh, way to sort of reset your computer. You will not uninstall the Windows, but you just reset it. What will happen? Reset it. But what will happen is you will uninstall it and all of the software that you placed, but your operating system will remain. You still have the Windows.
When it's same, when okay.
Kailangan backup folder file in a specific place.
Yeah.
Because if you are
Put it outside. Put it in the USB.
Yes.
Everything.
so that way,
Then reset it. More factory reset it.
Vector is.
Yeah. Search factory reset. There is one option there. Factory. Yeah. See? Reset is easy. But remove first your file. Save it in the
remove your file in any system folder.
After click this one, only settings is.
Yeah, because this way all the program files will be deleted. No more Revit because maybe some are hidden files.
Yeah.
And you'll have a fresh.
So I want to, after opening this one, I want to install every program out of the.
Yes, then you install to your license. Just go to your. See? That's
Yes, I will try because I want to open anything.
the provision.
Yeah, so I want to put my hard disk in there.
This is track provision.
Photos it's cracked. This is all cracked. Photo get also cracked.
So you get a crack provision. I mean, just reset it, it will work. Maybe this got confused, some bugs came because of many times you've done.
Yeah. Maybe I think so. So
And also because you are online, sometimes you're right.
no, I disconnected my thing. And also my antivirus also disconnected.
Ay, box lang. Tayo muna yung box na parang para ma-practice niyo ito.
Simula ako na talino ang
Nakapractice siya eh. Nakita. Family ko. Nakita natin. Yung
So if I want to just request my payments for fees and all of that, can I copy the program file in my hard disk? Okay.
but did you have an installer or you?
No, I took from my friend hard disk and I put it from here.
The most important is research skills.
Yeah.
You can easily find these skills. Yeah. Metric for you to do. Pero mo yung box.
Paano lang dito na? Lagyan natin. Yes.
Dahil mo na yun. Okay lang yun. Hindi ako na mga testing mo. Kasi yung gawin mo na doon. Okay, baba. Yung dimension. Para represent.
pwede mo ito nila
Hindi mo naman basta mo. Yun. Ano mo lang, para mo lang. Di mo makawakan kasi yung tinatawag ko. Kaya mo yung kita. Ayun. Pwede mo na lagyan na parang ito. Sa isa na. Gawin mo yung parang Ay, naman. Okay na.
Ayun.
Nagawa na ng times. Ayun, no? Kasi yung boss na yung height na yung cleat yun. Pero pag tines mo na kasi kung nandun siya sa family, alam mo na yun. Hindi na alam mo. May laki mo na. Hindi mo sinabi ni Vinci. Hindi niya nila. Yung So maybe you did not align. Did you align it? But then let's test it first here on the plan. If you remove this one, then move it up. Moving like that. First, you did not create yet the dimension. You don't have a dimension, equal dimension. Oh, you have, yes. Did you love this? Then this is the. Yeah, you did the Take one. Oh, wrong. It should be continuous dimension. Right? No, delete both. So you're right. Yeah. Right. Okay. On the surface. From here to the. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. And then I'll just click it. Okay, now click equal. This is what I have, so, okay, it's a gem as you love. You love the same. The equal.
Make all the. Diagonal is a lot. Right? Looks like you can hold one layer. Not really. It won't be equally, right? Yes. So now, really, I guess that's, we'll check the elevation, okay? We'll do the same for the elevation, yeah? Now, we don't know, maybe somewhere along the way, there was, misstep. No, that one, I did it, I have to make sure for that. This one, over, do you want down? No. Out. Just out, not. Right, I'm saying. No need to. We do this on the line. So let's check. Second time, if it will move up. Okay. Okay. Uh, this is one. This is blood. Anything about? No. No, there is. When you watch the video again, you'll get it. Then start the fresh one. Maybe you miss one step or two. When you miss one step or two, for sure it will mess up. Alright, so let's go to James. Nandiyan na. Pinalagyan ng design. For the next time. Ang tanong next kailangan ni siya gagawin. Kahit na tumaas tayo. Gagawin ko, ilalak ko pa rin yung level niya. Ilalak ko pa rin yung ito kasi dumidikit siya dun sa ibabaw yun. So, kumbaga, ito, nilak natin sa ibabaw. Yun dapat. Masarap siya gawin eh. Pwede kasi makikita natin. Sakto. Makakalang isa tapos. Modular. Ako, nakasalit na lang. Tapos hindi mo sa rin mo, di ba? Very ka. Okay lang. Ginagawa mo lang. Yan ang ginagawa mo araw-araw. Meron pa yan, di ba? Yung iba, meron sa lang sa iba. May box. So, minsan, kahit na lumaki yung gano'n, mag-stay pa rin yung size niya. So, parang yung iba na naman, discarte kailangan. Ano din yan eh, di ba? Di ba sa Pilipinas, gusto yung mga bakal sa X-rays? Hindi ko may design dyan ng rays. Pwede mo gumawa ng parang pwede yung kumasya sa iba-ibang. Yung sasabi niya, wait. Oo. Oo, yung pagkakas pa. Typical yung design mo sa gitna. Pag medyo lumaki, magdadagdag lang ng parang. I'll just plug in my computer. Pero pwede naman yung disability lang. Line lang. Disability na yun. Okay. Pero maganda yung araw.
Yeah,
One. Alright, so we have okay. So and then the next one.
Okay.
Children.
An expert ID.
Okay. Has to be, when you move one, yeah, you'll be moving equally. But then why is not there? So, to the overall damage. This one, yes, so, okay. The first thing, yes, is, never mind the measurement. One here. Never mind the measurement. Yeah. This is like that, this is something like the same here. Without worrying about the measurement, or the dimension. Okay. Yes, yeah.
So,
Nothing.
no,
The overall dimension. The overall is one I think. What do you want for it? Well, like, right.
Where is your center line? Where is
This is.
take a picture of center line? Now,
So this is the name. The center, yeah, it's correct. It's already. And they speak, so skin, right? Yeah. No, it's not skin. No, it's skin, you understand it. From your skin, no, how about it? Skin goes. What else? You already, you be those. Thanks. State constraints are not satisfied. We had 2 out of 3, not bad.
no problema na siya.
When,
What's the issue?
I want to use it. So when you try to flex it, it's not.
You locked it. Don't lock.
Okay.
Now you can flex it.
Oh, sorry. So when you have the equal, yes, it's, something when you already add the extrusion. Yes. Okay, so, what do we do next?
So families, I don't think we still have enough time to create another family. Okay, but are we recording? Yes. What we can do is when you have the family, we can actually do some additional thing. Let's say we edit the family. We can now add materials to it, and you can let's sort of modify. For example, you don't want to have this line. You can actually can we can we join? Let's see if we can join those geometries. So you can actually join those geometry so you don't have that line coming for your family. And maybe we can put a material. Let's say we choose this. They are still 2 different elements, but they are joined. That's why you don't see that joint line. So you can put material. Now here it is possible. Earlier in the family that is preloaded in Revit, we cannot put the material or cannot assign. But here you can assign it. Let's say we can get one of those woods. Say, maybe I have here. Try wood. Okay. Beech wood. Okay. Now we have this wood. All right. And just click apply and okay. Let's try the realistic. So one material, that should be fine. Now we load into project and close. Say yes, yes. Override and save. To save the project. Now let's look at this realistic. No, why is our realistic brown? It's not, why is the finish not coming in?
Sir, baka naka-check yung material. Naka-check sa
Edit.
yung sa loob. Baka hindi na-apply.
Oh, hindi na gano'n. No?
Hindi na, okay, sir.
Hindi ko pa na okay yun. Ang hirap nun ah. Pero nag-solid na, no? Nag-escape ba ako? Yun ang problema sa atin eh. Material. Pa tayo na. Family. Tayo na tayo makapag-edit.
Pumasok ka na kayo sa kawan.
Ha?
Hindi ba pumasok? Pinasok niya. Pumasok kayo sa loob.
Nag-edit ano na ako eh.
Institution nata kayo. Pumasok kayo sa loob. Ay, hindi.
Hindi, kinlik ko lang eh. Ba't nasira siya? Mag-undo nga ako dito. Okay. Control Z. Undo ko na lang muna. Yan. Ganito tayo nagsimula eh. Ito. Edit family. Yan, ganito lang yun eh. Ayan, pag kinlik mo na yung ano, yung extrusion, lalabas na yung option eh. Category.
Pero may material na, sir.
Oh.
Click nyo ulit. Click nyo
Oh.
yung
Dahil kanina, ginoin ko muna eh. Ginoin ko muna eh. Ginanyan ko muna eh. Yan, di ba? After ko nyan, nung sinelect ko to, ayan na yung material eh.
Okay.
So, naghanap ako ng wood. Dito. Say wood. Say ito. Beech wood. Yan. Ayan, yung wood, no?
Teka muna, sir. Yung ano nyo, yung... Okay, apply, sir.
Apply, no?
Okay.
And okay.
Okay.
Yan. Immediately, nag-apply yan eh. Realistic. Oh, yan na.
Nag-apply pa yun.
Nag-apply, no? And where did we go wrong? Sabi nga. Load into project and close. Magsa-save naman eh. So, save pa natin dito para sigurado. Before, yes, okay? And then, tsaka natin siya i-load. Override. Ayan. Hindi, pero nga pag nagganito tayo, yun ang lumalabas.
Hindi na bakit doon sa family mo, render.
Oo, yung sa family.
Ha?
Yung material niyo.
Yung material, yung
Graphic.
yung render ano niya, yung render
Graphics.
render image niya. Let's say ito.
Parang hindi siya naka-apply pag ano.
Na material yan. Ay, bumalik siya dun sa analytical ano eh. Hindi na save yung material. Bakit kaya, no? Kasi kukuha lang ako nung
Join. Join, tapos material, apply.
yung library. Let's say, mag-create ako ng new material o na default new material. Kung kukuha ako, dito ako kumuha, Vince eh. Ito eh. Appearance library. Wood. Yan, ito kinuha ko. Dinala ko dun eh. Okay, close ko na to, no? Andun na. Yun yung appearance sa graphics.
Check lang yun.
Use render appearance. Oh, tama. Render appearance, no? Identity. Alright.
Hindi naka-check, sir.
Yung use render appearance. Ito.
Okay.
O ngayon, apply natin. Okay. Yan, tignan nga natin. Baka obra na. Load into project and close. Yes. Yes. Alright. Ayun. Use render appearance. Yung hindi naka-check yung okay, so with that, we end the day. Right, Rajul? Naubos ng oras nito. Kaka-install lang. No worry, Rajul. You have a video. No? Just watch the video.
Yes.
Okay. And also Shirley. Shirley, good morning na dyan sa Pilipinas. Gising pa ba si Shirley?
Yes, sir.
Good morning night na, Shirley.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.